can see that no one's touching the doorknob as it opens. Afton's kid, Michael, wakes up in a house. When last time we saw him, he was on a table with Afton bringing him back to life. We don't even see how he got here. Also, Michael is now nearly the height of the door. Last time we saw him wake up, he was a kid. But it's not like he's waking up from a coma 10 years later. That bloody bandage even looks fresh. But even if he is he just wearing it for memory's sake? I too like to keep the memory of the time I was basically murdered by a gang of bullies and a machine my own dad made. The way the text switches is really jarring. The animators could have used Michael walking by as sort of a transition, or put the credits to Try Hard Ninja in the next shot, but instead it just jolts between the two. Also, something weird's going on with Michael's elbow here. It's interfering with the wall.
Down the rabbit hole.
Michael's finger Z-fights with the palm of his hand.
Oh, we saw you come in.
It's the blue screen of death. Ironic that it's followed up with how Afton caused the deaths of 10 people. It's also extremely convenient that they just happen to be showing that particular news the moment Michael wakes up and approaches the TV. The screen on the TV was black a moment ago, but it turns itself on through the power of animation magic.
Through the glass of our cages.
These TV antennae aren't connected to anything. It's a miracle the TV is getting any picture right now.
Where we live.
Michael is surprised to see that the news is reporting Afton's apprehension, and I would be too. Why would they be showing its apprehension now? It's been like 10 years apparently.
Where we live.
Over 10 counts of first-degree murder in children? In them? Pretty sure that's not how you would word it.
Please don't be afraid. We're a little bit.
Alright, boss. So we just aired the news of a child murder being brought to justice. What should come after it? Oh, how about an advertisement for that same child murderer's business needing maintenance staff? That's a great idea. Channel 8 News? More like channel plot convenience. This circus baby rig is not the same rig used later in the video. You can tell by the face and the way the wrist bends.
For a way to start again.
Michael's head just clipped straight into his torso and shoulders. Now would be the perfect time to add 5 cents for all the clipping in this video.
How can we ever be free?
The advertisement said they needed maintenance, but Michael's donning a security guard outfit. Michael's bandage is so reflective you can see his arm being reflected. The blood texture freaks out and falls off the bandage. Looks like it had a bit of stage fright.
When a prison is skin deep.
This walk cycle. It looks like he's trying to trudge through water. That or it's a very sticky sidewalk. Michael is so overexposed here. His hand is literally pure white.
Left to right.
Obvious edge of the map.
Underneath.
There are no light bulbs on those street lights. There isn't even a fixture or a place to put a light bulb. Also, I'm not sure what it is, but something is so over-reflective that it's just a white void above the elevator.
Buried us down below, so no.
There's no way Michael would have been able to easily hit the elevator buttons from where he's standing, with hardly any bending or stretching. Why is the elevator accessible outside? If I'm correct, it's at least supposed to be inside a building somewhere. I guess in this universe, anyone can access Afton's robotic murder chamber. If there is glass in this shot, it's impossible to see. That or Circus Baby is an excellent mime.
Daddy's little monster.
Does Michael seriously not see or hear Baby behind the glass? He should at least be hearing some noise like... The bend on Baby's arm goes from being all the way up next to her sleeve to shooting down her wrist. Also, this lip sync. It looks like she's saying Daddy's little monsters. You can see all the individual subdivisions on Circus Baby's arm model. They messed up the extrusion on the door's window here by a couple of pixels. Also, how come this door isn't extruded? Did they just leave the previous one after attempting to extrude it? Then we're just like, screw it, I'll just leave them. Door opens by itself this time closes by itself in a Minecraft animation cliche.
You need us, we need you.
Yes. Every good killer has their murder plan out in the open for anyone to stumble upon within being in their building for less than 5 minutes. Also, the grainy voxelization is a poor contrast to the otherwise normal Minecraft textures. I get the effect they were going for, but it probably would have been better to just leave it non-voxelized. I mean, they didn't voxelize the newscast. Also, that children's should have an apostrophe at the end. Children's because it's a plural children possessing souls. If you try to argue with me on this, I will fight you.
We don't wanna stay under lock and key.
What the heck? I think this is supposed to be a window, but it almost looks more like an ultra-wide HD TV, because everything on the other side looks flat.
You can help break the curse.
Elizabeth appears in a different place than where Circus Baby was just standing. Also, at this angle, she wouldn't be looking at Michael. Wow, that sure is a lot of copy-pasted boxes. Even having one flipped over or on its side would have helped this look more varied. There's 2 pixels missing from Michael's sleeve texture. Also, Michael's eyebrows aren't subdivided.
How can we ever be free?
Michael gets yeeted off the screen for a circus baby only scene that doesn't have much payoff or do anything to the story other than look cool. This glasscrack.png.
When a prison is skin deep, left to
That smoke filled up the room in the blink of an eye.
rise underneath.
Baby isn't holding on to Elizabeth here. Her hand is just floating, and Baby just has her fist against her arm.
Don't be loose.
This warping effect is really disorienting and hard to look at. I know this is supposed to be a hallucination and all, but it probably could have been toned down just a bit.
Oh, no one's in.
Afton floats and then slides down and forward in the middle of the run cycle. The camera goes into cardiac arrest for a moment. Also, Michael hardly touches the floor after being downright slammed into it. Also, the motion blur acts very weird and just becomes distracting. Well, this kid is dead. This kid's head also just stops in place and has zero follow through when he looks at the other one. Michael goes from face down to looking up with his arms bent from shot to shot. Fredbear's ears are yellow when they should be gold like the rest of them. Also, why aren't his eyes glowing? All the other animatronics have been glowing.
Wear a mask and escape these cells.
These animatronics, despite being dismantled, have glowing eyes.
This we could start new. We could go if we looked like you.
While Ennard floating together is a cool visual, we're not in hallucination world anymore. Unless Michael is a Jedi, this should be impossible.
You will stay and we get to leave.
Ennard barely taps Michael against the wall, and he's just KO'd like that. He should really get his head checked. I mean, not that he'll have the capability to.
Thanks to you now everyone will see.
The scooper doesn't so much scoop out Michael's organs as it just kinda throws them up in the air somehow. But hey, this could be a cool background wallpaper. Michael gets scooped straight on, but the scooper doesn't go all the way through. Now, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm an expert in blood splattering physics here, but I would assume that would fling the blood backwards and up, meaning a blood splatter that far back and that low couldn't have happened.
Daddy's little monster.
Michael opens his eyes and they start glowing just as Ennard begins worming his way into his body. Ennard, who just entered Michael's body moments ago, has no problems operating him, and flawlessly walks upright. Even just a few seconds of stumbling wouldn't have hurt to give more reality to the situation.
Daddy's little monster.
Oh wait, just kidding. Turns out the whole entering a human body as a smorgasbord of robot parts thing doesn't actually just magically give you the ability to control it as if you were a fully functioning human, but it did just long enough because plot convenience. Somehow, all of Ennard smoothly slides out of Michael's mouth.
Nice!
Also, why even go through the effort of going into a person if you're going to immediately ditch the body anyway? Game Ennard at least waited until it was rotted past human belief. Ennard's eyes aren't glowing much in this scene for some reason. Why would Michael's eyes fade from glowing? They were glowing solely because Ennard was possessing him, so the effect wouldn't have lingered once Ennard had been expelled. In the end, this video was pretty good. The animation, assets, and lighting were all nice to look at. However, the camera work and walk cycles could have used some polishing. Other than those things though, it was good overall. Another great entry to the Afton story.
Stuck in the
Through the glass of our cages chained up where we live.
Hey there, pal!
I can't physically throw up in my mouth,